Hello everyone. So in the previous video, we talked about the measure numbers, right? So now we're gonna move on to the next critical concept of this chapter, which is significant figures. So in this sections, you will learn about how to calculate number of sig figs and then how to come up with the answers in accordance with the sig fig when we do operations such as addition, subtractions, multiplications, and divisions, right? So all the measured numbers has a definite sig fig numbers. So all the measured numbers have sig fig. So I'm just gonna use from now onwards sig fig, significant figures, right? So that's the shortcuts. So if you remember, if you have a measure number, I'm just gonna throw out a random number here, guys. So I'm not gonna worry about what it is. Let's say a random number is 4.052 gram, right? So how many sig fig this number has? So I'm just gonna do examples, and then you will be following the rules in accordance with the example. Okay, so in this example, can you tell me which number is your estimated number? So this is a measured value. Which digit would be your estimated value? So obviously the last digit of any measured number is the estimated value. So this is our estimated value. Just this is a quick recap. Estimated number, because you estimated that, right? So so in this example, how many sig fig we have here? So the rule is all the non-zero digits. So all the digits in between two non-zero digits at the end are sig fig. So in this case, this is the terminal one. So this is on the left side, this is on the right side. So all the digits in between two non-zero digits are sig fig. So in this case, how many sig fig we're gonna have? How many digits we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is 4. So do you get it? So all the digits in between two non-zero digits at the end are counted as sig fig. So this is the simplest rule. So this is where we start. So we're gonna make it a little bit more complicated. So if you just know this one particular example, guys, your life will be much simpler. So let's do another example. So in this case, I'm gonna do something like this: 004052. I'm just gonna use the same 4 letters so that you will easier to understand. So in this example, the zeros to the left are not counted as sig fig. So zeros to the left are not counted as sig fig. So how many sig fig we're gonna have in this case? We will have 1, 2, 3, 4, because 4 and 2 are the non-zero digits. So this will also have 4 sig fig. You get the answers? So these will not count. These will count. So all the zeros to the left. Same goes for all the zeros to the right. So these are just a placeholder. So all the zeros to the right. So let's say 4.405200. So all the zeros to the right. So this many gram. So all the zeros to the right without a decimal are counted are not counted as sig fig. So how many sig fig we're gonna have in this case? 1, 2, 3, 4. These zeros are just the placeholder, so these won't count. So correct answer would be 4. So all the zeros without a decimal, so that's critical, without a decimal are not counted as sig fig. So all the zeros to the right, I forgot this, to the right. So all the decimals, all the zeros to the right without a decimal are not counted. So here is a another complicated version. So if I have the same number and I put a decimal there, then suddenly all the zeros are gonna be counted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will have 5 sig figs. So if I put a decimal there, then it's all counted. So if I put another 0 there, this will also be counted. So it's gonna be 9. Any questions so far? Good. So if you have any question, go back, recap the video a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's do a recap. So let me give you an example and tell me how many sig fig we have in this example. So here is an example 1. I'm just gonna do a couple of problems, and you should pause right after the question, answer, and match your answer with my answers, right? So I'm just gonna throw out 5.6200, 5,600, 0.0056, 16.00. So do you have your answers? Okay, so in the question 1, so there is a decimal, so all the zeros after decimals are gonna be counted as sig fig. So in this case it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it's there. However, this example, there is no decimal. In the second one, 1, 2. So in the second example, there is no decimal, so it's gonna have 2. Third one, all the zeros to the left does not count, so it's gonna be nope, nope, nope. It is 1, 2, 2. All the zeros in between two non-zeros, so this is non-zero, this is non-zero, are counted. So you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, do you have this as an answer? Good, you got 4 out of 4. Let's see if you got the next one. So I'm gonna ask a couple of questions here. I'm just gonna put a couple of numbers here. 26,000. Convert this into scientific notations. And then calculate how many sig fig we have. So pause here and then tell me how many sig fig we have here. All right, so do you have the answers? So how do we write the scientific notations? We have to move our decimal to here, right? So we have to move our decimal in between 2 and 6 because our coefficient, the first number is coefficient, has to be above 1, less than 2, so it's 2.6. And if we move the decimal place, we have to move 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to move 4 times. So 10 to the power 4. So this is our scientific notation. So how many sig fig we have in the scientific notations? So in the scientific notations, we only look at the coefficient. So just count the coefficient. So in this case, how many sig fig we're gonna have? The answer is 2. How many sig fig we had in the beginning? Also 2. So by converting a regular number to a scientific number, you don't change the number of sig fig. You have to maintain the number of sig fig. All right, so that's a review of sig fig. So if you just know some of this basic rule, it will be pretty much easy for you to calculate the sig fig. All right, so now we're gonna learn operations. So what happened when we add numbers? So if we adding, let's start with the multiplication. That's a little bit easier. Multiplications and divisions. All right, so I'm just gonna put some random number there, guys. There is no 2.1 centimeter multiplied by 2. Let's not worry about the unit. Let's keep it simple for now. I will add the units later. But let's say all of these numbers are some sort of major numbers. So all the numbers are major numbers. 2.32 multiplied by 5.625. Sounds good? So this is a simple example. So how many sig fig we got here? Number of sig fig is 2. How many sig fig we got here? We got 3 and we got 4. So this is the lowest, right? So your answer should have this number of sig fig. So you always pick the lowest. So what would be the answer? So let me get my calculator and let's see what's my calculator is showing to me. So it's 2.1 multiplied by 2.32 multiplied by 5.625. So my calculator is giving me a number that is 27.405. So this is the number from calculator. So this is from calculator. So how many sig fig we have here? Sig fig number is 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 figure. But your answer should have how many sig fig here? Your answer should have 2 because 2 is the lowest. So now what you have to do is you have to round up. So you have to decrease all the sig fig beyond 2. So in this case, this is 1, this is 2. So I have to round up until here to have the 2 sig fig. So the correct answer would be 27 because when we are dropping, when it's below 5, we keep the number, right? So the correct answer would be 27. So just take a recap a little bit about the how to round off number. If it's 5, if it's above 5, then we round up to the next digit, right? If it's below 5, then we round up to the number that existed. So it's going to be 27. So 27 has 2 sig fig. All right. And then when it's at 5, then you have to look at the next digit, whether it's even or odd. Anyways, so let's move on to the next one. Let's do another example. 5.06, 2.0, 3.000. Okay, so in this case, how many sig fig we got? 3. This is 2, all the zeros counted, 2 sig fig. This is 4 sig fig. So my answer is 5.06 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. So my answer is showing 30.36. So what is the lowest? The lowest is 2. So this is the lowest. So my answer should have how many figures? 2 figures. Right now I have 4. So I have to drop it to 2. So I have to drop 36. So this would go out. So the answer would be 30. Is it correct? No, it's not correct, because 30 has how many sig fig? 1. Right? How many do we need? We need 2. So how can we make this 0 countable? All we have to do is put a decimal there, and bingo, there we go. So that's our answer. So 30 is our 30 point is gonna be our answer. So that's gonna be our 2 sig fig, and that matches with 2 sig fig. Good. Any questions? So this rule is also followed in division as well. So I'm just gonna throw out again random number, and you calculate by yourself. 5.06, 2.3, 1.256. So just do it by yourself. Hit the calculator. This one has 3. This one has 2. This one has 4. So your answer should be, this is the lowest, right? So whatever number you got, convert into 2. All right. That seems like we are having a good progress, right? Okay, next, let's move on to the next one, additions and subtractions. Okay, so additions and subtractions. So I'm gonna ask, let's say 2.356 plus 4.2 plus 6.235. All right, so I'm letting you hit your calculator buttons, and then you tell me the answers. How many would that be? Did you guys finished entering the calculator? Yeah. So when you are doing this, so what you have to do is you have to align them to the decimal. 4.2, 6.235. Let me add another number. 12.21. So did you notice? So align at the decimal. And then count the number of places, number of figure after decimal. So how many we got after decimal? 3 after decimal. So all the zeros after decimals are count, right? So how many we got here? 1 after decimal. How many figure we got here? 3 after decimal. And in this last one, 2 after decimal. So look at here, I'm not counting the total number of sig fig, I'm counting the number of sig fig present only after the decimal, right? So which one is lowest? This is the lowest. So your calculator is gonna give you the answer. So let me do the math. So it is, I don't wanna do the math right now. 4.2 plus 6.235 plus 12.21. Okay, my calculator is giving me an answer that is 25.001. Okay, that is the answer we got from the calculator. So this is from calculator. What would be the correct answer? I already circled it. So you have to use the lowest one. So the correct answer would be, so I have to keep only one decimal, one sig fig after the decimal. So the correct answer would be 25.0, because I need to keep So I need to keep only one figure after decimal. Good. Okay, let's do another example. So pause after the questions. 12.20, 15.0, 106.219. So the first thing that you want to do is align them at the decimal. 12 point, let me write here. So you have to align them at the decimal. 15.0, 106.219. So align at the decimal. Then count how many figure we got. So here 2 sig fig after decimal. So here 1, here 3. So what is the lowest? So the lowest is 1. So we have to keep one figure after decimal. So whatever the answer we got. So we will get 9, 1, 4, then 2, 5, 7, 6, 13, 3, and 1. So answer is 133.419. How many we have to drop? So we have to drop these two. Drop 2. So you have to use rounding off. So the correct answer would be 133.4. So we have to keep only one sig fig after the decimal. Cool. Because 1 is our lowest. Alright guys, that's pretty much about the sig fig. So this is a short videos, and we'll move on to the next video. Sounds good?